Hi, thanks for coming back and seeing part 2 of my illustration of Mia. Mia is an interview that I did last week, and I kind of want to just go through again, sort of wrap up from last time to this time. This is a generalized illustration that I'm doing with my Procreate program. It is being taken from my iPad and being projected onto my large computer so I can kind of watch what I'm doing and also record it with my Camtasia program, which is a fabulous program. I'm also using my small iPad so that I can get closer, further away. This is a high resolution photograph, so I can get pretty detailed if I want to. As I did in the last video, if you go back to part 1, you'll understand how I gridded it out to kind of lay out the original drawing. And then I just did a quick pencil drawing of where I want all my lines to be. And the rest of it is really up to the illustrator or the artist to go to the next level with it. So I showed you a couple of brushes. You know, we're working with pastel in this particular illustration. Pastel is my personal art form, so that's what I do a lot of. Oh, my screen is dropping out. Okay, so let me go back up to here. As you can see, I was kind of working on the hair. Let's get back up to the hair. We're gonna go a little bit darker because I want some darker tones back underneath. Behind her ear, I want to pick up the shadow line of some dark shadows back there, and then we're gonna work on that hair a little bit. And I also want to work on, let me see what I'm doing here, some hair. I also want to work on her eyes. Eyes are super important. You know, as I go along, you're going to be seeing me do some little tricks that I do to, a lot of people say to me, oh, your eyes are so great. How do you do those eyes? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of tricks today, how I do eyes and how I make those eyes really pop. So let's work on Mia's eyes. So I'm sort of getting a close-up here, and you can see how I've layered in the colors. She has a greenish cast to her skin, but also I don't have the finished tones on here. There will be more tones, and there's like a rosy tone, not quite pink. It's along that tone right there. I'm gonna go really light, and I'm gonna pick up the size of my brush a little bit, and I'm gonna wipe it on right here under her cheekbone. Just a little bit, and just super gentle, because I don't want it to be like blushy. She's not really blushy. It's not a blushy thing that she has. Okay, so under her, let's talk about the colors around her eyes. I'm going to use this sort of, I want to say it's like a grayish blue color, which you just saw. I picked it up on my my palette. And I'm just going to outline where the line in her eye is, just a little bit. I'm not a big line fan. I don't like lines, but I need it as a reference. Okay, so there's my reference over there. And I'm going to wash it on as my darker tone right here, above her eye, right above her eye, and right here. Oops, that's very liney. So we're gonna wash that on super gentle. And I'm going to do it over the other eye on the right-hand side, her left eye, our right. And I'm using the blue cast. It's going to be not blue, but I like that blue color because it's an undertone. Let's call it an undertone. And it's also over her on the left side of the page. Now, there is a very sudden skin color change right where her eye is. And, you know, I'm sure that there's eyelash there, but I'm not going to get into that just yet. I just want to create the line. Now, how do I, let me just back that line I just made with my finger. How do you get that super shiny eyeball? And I usually don't do this to the end, but I'm going to show you this super little trick here. This color right here is my eyeball color. It's my favorite eyeball color. I use it all the time. And I use that inside of the eyeball. Oops. Let me do it lighter. Right in here. That's where I put it. Your eyeballs are not white. They are kind of a gray color, I want to say. It's right there, and we got it over here too. Beautiful. And the reason I like it to be gray is because you'll see I'm going to pop it with some highlights. Now, I also have this sort of a grayish tone in her eye right here. Let me get that a little harder, a little darker. And that's kind of, I want to say, oops, that's too wide. That's kind of your, I don't know, it's kind of like the shadow line from the eyelid. And of course, eyeballs aren't evenly toned, as you know. There's all kinds of stuff going on there. If I want to get super crazy, I'll probably airbrush it in. In fact, why don't we airbrush it? So I'm going up to my brush line, and I'm going to, where's airbrushing? Airbrushing is right there, and I'm going to soft airbrush. Now I'm going to keep that color light, and I'm going to keep my airbrush pencil right like that, and you can see that way I sort of wash it in a nice tight coloring, okay? So it's more solid that way, and it's not so, you don't see the paper texture quite so much. So now let me look at some of my other colors. I got some really neato colors inside of her eyeballs. We have this really cool blue right here. Right there. I'm sure that there was some kind of something going on there in her eye. Maybe picking up the color from something else. And eyeballs are round. So, and I also have not a pink color, but more like that color. That's kind of in here. And you want to still create the roundness. You know, the eyeball is round. So remember that you're going around and you're creating roundness as you go, okay? And I need a darker color in here. Let me work with this gray. You keep the gray light, but I'm going to use the gray right at the edges of her eyeball. You see that? That far right, I created sort of a roundness, so you're creating a shadow line. Oops, that is not nice. A shadow line right at the edge. Oops, that is bad. The great thing about that backup tool is it helps you so much sometimes. So I want to go super light there, but I want to create this really interesting shadow right here, right at the top of where her eyelid on the right is meeting the eyeball. Okay? And the same on the left side. We're just picking up a low light. See that? So this roundness that you're creating is something that you need to illustrate as well, you know, in the eyeball itself. So the color in her, and I'm still working with my airbrush tool because I want that to be super slick. The eyes are really so important, and I'm doing the darkness over there on the right, and I'm going to do the darkness right here on the left side. I'm going to pick that up just like that, and sort of feather it over. I'm feathering it over. There. I don't really want to put darkness too many other places. I'm doing it right in the crease there of her eye. And now I kind of want to pick up, and I'm going to go back to my pastel-y thing. I'm going to pick up this very beautiful caramel color. And that will be right about here. And that is right in there. I gotta go really light, really, really light. I think it's too animated, that color, so I'm gonna bring it down to a little bit more like that. Sometimes a color, even though I love color, can be too much color. So I'm picking up right there at the corner where the black eyeball is meeting the skin. And also right under her, on the left side, right under that eye there, I want to do, there's a little bit of a highlight there. I want to pick that up right there. Okay, And we're gonna do some dark shadowing there too, but right now I wanted to pick up that really pretty skin tone right there. And also that carries down a little bit lower into that cheek color right there. And we're washing it up along the sides there. And does it go over? Yep, it goes over to here, above her eyebrow, over that bluish area. And I'm going to pick up a warmer tone right about here, which is a really pretty warm tone, right going kind of through the middle of her eye. And you know, there's a lot of times when it makes no sense to do certain things, but I want you to know that, you know, some of my best mentors that helped teach me to paint say the hardest thing to do is paint what you see. So if you're working from a photo reference, I suggest that you just paint what you see. Don't worry about what you think you see. Don't worry about what it shouldn't be. Just paint what you see. So I am now painting some darker colors under here, and I'm also going to be highlighting in a minute. So you can see, and right here on the corner of her eye, let me get that right there. On the bottom corner of her eye, there is a bit of a low light, I want to call, like a shadow line right there, and also right about in the middle of her eye and over. And you'll see how that highlight is picked up. And that highlight is this really cool greenish color. It's not quite that green, but it's more like about like an olivey green, I want to say, right like there. And that is right here. And it's also right at the corner of her eye. So let me get that there, and we're gonna kind of pick it up from the corner of her eye out. Right there. And it's also right here. And here. Okay? And we're just going to highlight a little bit more right there. And I want it to be sort of a grayer highlight, gray but highlighted right here. And we're going to pick it up to a darker tone, or a lighter tone really. And these are the highlights, okay? A little bit here. That's not good. You know, the great thing about these tools, as with everything that you illustrate, you should be able to feel comfortable enough to go back and redo something, you know, look at your work, judge your own work. Don't feel, you know, there's times when I've done pieces and they were awful, and I had to stop and start all over again. So I want you to realize it happens with everybody, and when the piece isn't working out, just, you know, reevaluate yourself. Look at it again and say, gee, what did I miss here? Did I miss something? Okay, so I'm picking up some of the highlights over here inside of that eye color, and you can see we're creating this really interesting thing. I'm going to do a darkish color that kind of outlines a little bit. It's a little bit of an outline right along the eye color, right along her eye. And I don't want it to be too much of an outline, if you will. And also, because the eyelid is not just a piece of paper, it has thickness, right? So there is levels and thickness of that skin. So we're going to do a little bit of that. Beautiful. Okay. And she has a line right here at the crease of her eye, and just very little ones, so little, so light, hardly even seeable really if you didn't have what I'm looking at, which is a high resolution photograph. And I'm going to pick up, what color do I want to use there? This sort of blue color, but it's got to be really light. If it's too bright, it'll look fake. So there's this little bit of blue right there, and a little bit of blue right here. Okay, and so let me just talk about the highlights. I'm going to just pop in here just to show you how highlights really take this to the next level. So here's the highlight, and here's another light that's right here, the exact same, because, you know, she was being lit by a ring light, which I literally see the ring right here. That's funny. there's a ring light. There's a ring light right here. Like it's literally a ring light. It's funny. But it's blurry, so we're gonna just blur it out a little bit. And that is pretty much that. Now we're gonna step back so you can see what it looks like. Oops, oh, that just almost ruined it. There. Beautiful. And the brown of her eye, we're going to use not this reddish brown. Let's go over to this color. This is like a chocolatey brown. And we're gonna put that in a little bit. We don't need too much of it because it's really not too much seen here, but it's a little bit. So you could see, look at how amazing that is from far away, that eye. Look at that eye. That's amazing. So as we finish this piece up, you know, I'm gonna work on more and more of it, but I wanted to show you a little bit of the hair, a little bit how the tools work, a little bit about the eye, and follow me to the next one. And we're gonna kind of zip through a little bit on the next one, but you know, now that I've shown you how some of the tools work and the little tricks of the trade, follow me over to part 3 of Mia. Thanks, see you later.